Good evening, children. Good evening, online students. Am I audible? Online students, Aishwarya, Saujanya, Gayatri, and Lakshana. Online students, am I audible? Okay. Thank you, Gayatri.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Saujanya, are you there? Use the raise hand option. If you're not able to use your mic, Saujanya, use the raise hand option. Raise your hand. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Saujanya. Good evening, Shreya.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah. Good evening. All right, children, we'll quickly discuss the answers to the questions that shared as assignment on Monday. All right, on Monday, I shared a set of questions along with the answers, right? No, I think for some of them you had, I shared it with the answers, right? Yeah, I shared it with the answers. Yeah, I remember. Yes. Yeah, we'll just quickly, understand the answers and then we'll start off with today's session. So this one is very familiar, right? So 3 angles of a quadrilateral are given to you. You should find the fourth angle. Find the measure of the fourth angle. We know that the sum of the 4 angles of a quadrilateral is equal to 360 degrees. So the sum of the 4 angles, 54 plus 80 plus 116, let the fourth angle be x is equal to 360, correct? Not 180. 180 is the sum of the angles in a triangle. The sum of the 4 angles of a quadrilateral is equal to 360 degrees. So working this, you will be able to find the value of x, which is the fourth angle, correct? Now, when the ratio is given, the 4 angles of a quadrilateral are in the ratio 2:3:5:8. Find the 4 angles. So you will have to say, let the angles be 2x, 3x, 5x, and 8x, correct? Then what will be the equation? 2x plus 3x plus 5x plus 8x is equal to how much? Is equal to 360. Is equal to 360. 2x plus 3x plus 5x plus 8x is equal to 360. Why? Because quadrilateral. Total angle is equal to 360 degrees. So when you work that, so when you solve this equation, you are able to find the value of x. X is equal to 20. So now how will you find the 4 angles? One angle is 2x. 2 into 20, 40 degrees. The other angle is 3x. 3 into 20, 60 degrees. The other one is 5x and then the other one is 8x. So 5 into 20, 8 into 20. 100 and 160 degrees, correct? When the ratio is given, let the angles be 2x, 3x, 5x, 8x. Add the 4 angles equated to 360 degrees. So that's an equation. Solve, find the value of x and hence find the angles. Now here, 2 angles of a quadrilateral are given to you. And the other 2 angles are equal. So 2 angles are given to you. What are the 2 angles given to you? 115, 45 degrees. 2 angles are given. The other 2 angles are equal. Equal meaning or y, whatever. So this is one angle. This is second angle. This is a third angle. This is a fourth angle. So we know that the sum of the 4 angles, is equal to 360 degrees. So again, solve. X and x is 2x. Then this 160 on the other side will become 360 minus 160. 360 minus 160. So it becomes 200. This is 160. X plus x is 2x is equal to 360. 2x is equal to 360 minus 160. So 2x is equal to 200, correct? X is equal to 200 by 2. X is equal to 200 divided by 2, which is 100. So what is the x here? It's a measure of the equal angles. It's a measure of the equal angles. So each of the equal angles is equal to 100 degrees. The third angle is 100 degrees. The fourth angle is 100 degrees. Correct? So what is given in this question? Two angles are given to you. The remaining two angles are not given. It's a quadrilateral. So there are 4 angles in all. 2 given, 2 not given. But it's given that the 2 angles which are not given are equal. So x. Now add the 4 angles. Equal to 360 because the sum of the 4 angles is equal to 360. So when you work this, you can find x. Okay. So each equal angle measures 100 degrees. Online students?
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am, understood.
Anantika and Ariston just joined. Good evening, Anantika. Ariston, good evening.
Good evening,
Good
ma'am.
evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Anantika, share your question paper, your math question paper on WhatsApp later, okay? You finished your exams?
Yeah, ma'am. Just yesterday,
Okay.
day before yesterday.
Okay. Ariston, why online today?
Ma'am, because I could not join because the driver who drops me was busy and my father, everybody went out. Only me and my grandmother are there.
Okay, fine. All right. Yeah. So, Ariston and Anantika, we did not have Monday's class last Monday. That is the day before yesterday. I had shared some, like questions along with their answers on WhatsApp. And students were expected to complete them. I don't know if you have done it because you just finished your exams yesterday. So we are discussing the answers now. All that we're discussing now is already on WhatsApp with you. So you can complete it later. Now we're just seeing the explanation for the solution. The two diagonals are not necessarily equal in a rectangle. In a rectangle, the diagonals are equal. In a rectangle, the diagonals are equal. If it's a rectangle, the diagonals are equal. If it is a square, the diagonals are equal. If it's an isosceles trapezium, also the diagonals are equal in an isosceles trapezium. But in a rhombus, the diagonals are not equal. In a rhombus, diagonals are not equal. In a parallelogram, also diagonals are not equal. In a rectangle, square, and isosceles trapezium, diagonals are equal. So what is the statement here? The two diagonals are not necessarily equal in a rhombus. In a rhombus. Because in the other figures, the diagonals are always equal. Okay. The lengths of the diagonals of a rhombus. The lengths of the diagonals of a rhombus are 16 centimeters and 12 centimeters. Sorry. Okay, let me call it ABCD. Let me call it ABCD. Yeah. The lengths of the diagonals of a rhombus are 16 centimeters and 12 centimeters. Okay, so let AC be 16 and BD be 12. Let AC be 16 and BD be 12. We know that the diagonals bisect each other. So AO is 8 and OC is also 8. This one is 6. This one is 6. In a rhombus, diagonals are unequal. Diagonals bisect each other. That means O is the midpoint of both the diagonals. O is the midpoint of both the diagonals, both AC and BD. So if AC is 16, AO is 8, CO is 8. And if BD is 12, BO is 6 and DO is 6. Surya, following? Okay. Now we know that the diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular to each other. So we have a right triangle. In fact, we have 4 right triangles. We have 4 right triangles. You can take up any one of them. See, the right triangles are AOB, AOD, COD, and BOC. These are the 4 right triangles. AOB, AOD, COD, and BOC. Take up any one of the 4 right triangles, any one of the 4. So supposing you take up AOB, AOB. We know that this is 8 and this 6. Now, how do you find AB using Pythagoras theorem? It's a right triangle, so you can use Pythagoras theorem. And what is the result by Pythagoras theorem? The square on the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other 2 sides. The square on the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other 2 sides is equal to AO square plus BO square. Which are the 3 sides? AB, AO, and BO. Square them. AB, AO, and BO are the sides. Square them. Now the square on the hypotenuse, AB square, is equal to the sum of the squares of the other 2 sides. So this is equal to 8 squared plus 6 squared. 64 plus 36, 100. So AB square is equal to 100. So AB is equal to the square root of 100. AB is equal to the square root of 100. AB is equal to 10 centimeters. So AB is 10, meaning the side of the rhombus. The length of, because we know in a rhombus all the sides are equal. In a rhombus all sides are equal. So we found one of the sides, AB. AB is 10, which means all the sides are 10. So when the diagonals of a rhombus are given to you, you can find the length of the side of the rhombus using Pythagoras theorem. Using Pythagoras theorem. Online students, any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'll read the question again. The lengths of the diagonals of a rhombus are 16 centimeters and 12 centimeters. One diagonal measures 16 centimeters, the other diagonal measures 12 centimeters. We need to find the length of each side of the rhombus, which can be found using Pythagoras theorem. Now, tell me this one. Somebody online? Saujanya? Saujanya, answer this. Tell me the result by Pythagoras theorem for this triangle. Tell me the result by Pythagoras theorem for this right triangle PQR. Shriya?
Sorry, ma'am, can you repeat the question? I couldn't hear something right now. That's why.
PQR is a right triangle.
Yeah.
What is the result by Pythagoras theorem for this triangle? Aishwarya?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I got the answer, ma'am. Finding one side of the triangle, the Pythagoras theorem.
Yeah, tell me. You tell me. Pythagoras theorem. Result by Pythagoras theorem. Sorry? No, like what we did here, no, the earlier sum, the right triangle. Didn't we write a result by Pythagoras theorem? Who can tell me? PQR is the right triangle. I want you to tell me the result according to Pythagoras theorem for this triangle. Which are the three sides? Which are the three sides? PQ, QR, and PR. Which is the hypotenuse? Why? Because it's opposite of the right angle. Why is QR the hypotenuse? Because it is opposite of the right angle. It's opposite of the right angle, so it's a hypotenuse. Square that separately is equal to what? QR square is equal to PQ square plus PR square. PR square. Now this again is a right triangle. What is the result by Pythagoras theorem? Which is a hypotenuse?
Ma'am, MP.
MP is the hypotenuse because that's the side which is opposite to the right angle. So MP square is equal to
MN square plus NP square.
MN square plus NP square. So SRT is a right triangle. It's marked here. One angle is a right angle. In the triangle RST, one angle is a right angle. So it's a right triangle. So which is the hypotenuse? RT is the hypotenuse. Yeah, the square on the hypotenuse is equal to
ST square
RS.
plus ST
RS
square
square
plus
plus
RS square.
ST square. Okay. Yeah. RS or SR, both are the same. RS square or SR square, both are the same. Similarly, ST square, TS square, both are the same. So this is the result by Pythagoras theorem. All right. So that's what we did here. Rhombus. This question, you call this ABCD. Diagonals, they meet at O. And we know that the diagonals are perpendicular to each other because that's a property of a rhombus. We are not marking a right angle for our convenience. The property of a rhombus, the diagonals meet at right angles. If AC is 16, it's 8 here and 8 here, 16 by 2. BD is 12, 12 by 2, 6, 6. So now take up this piece, this triangle, which is called AOD, wherein this is the right angle. So it's a right triangle. 8, 6. Pythagoras theorem. Hypotenuse. AD square is equal to what? Yeah, OA square or AO square. Both are same. OD square. So how much? What is the length of OA? 8. 8 square plus OD? 6 square. What is 8 square? 8 into 8, 64. 6 into 6, 36. 64 plus 36, 100. AD square is 100. AD is equal to the square root of 100, which is 10. Which is 10. All right. So AD is 10 centimeters, meaning the side of the rhombus, each side of the rhombus, because in a rhombus, all sides are equal. Each side of a rhombus measures 10 centimeters. That's what is here. Online students, see, some of us joined the session late, so I repeat. I had shared some material with questions and answers, the respective answers on WhatsApp on Monday. Because I was not able to conduct the class on Monday, I shared some material on WhatsApp. And the instruction was to complete, meaning write out the contents of the pictures I had shared on WhatsApp into your notebook. And in today's class, we're trying to understand the answers, which is why I'm not giving you time to write anything, because you already have this with you and you were supposed to complete it by Monday. Not by Monday, by today. By today. So I don't know how many of you have done it. Have you completed? Have you completed? Have you completed? Have you completed? Yes. Okay. One student has completed here. Online, who's completed writing all the notes in your book?
Ma'am.
Online.
Ma'am.
Full?
Ma'am.
Aishwarya, I have done.
Yeah, ma'am.
Completed. All.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
All
I've
the
used
questions.
color pens to
Ma'am, I
highlight all of them.
completed.
Very good. Lakshana, Shriya, Aishwarya. What about Ariston?
I'm not done yet. I have something to do.
Okay. Anantika, I want to ask you because you finished your exam just yesterday. Gayatri and Saujanya.
Ma'am, I'll finish it by the next class.
Yeah. Okay. Two adjacent angles of a parallelogram. Two adjacent angles of a parallelogram. Parallelogram. Two adjacent angles. So if you call it ABCD, ABCD, A and B are adjacent angles. B and C are adjacent angles. C and D are adjacent angles. D and A are adjacent angles. So you can mark off any one pair. So supposing you mark off A and B. Two adjacent angles of a parallelogram are 2x plus 25 degrees and 3x minus 5 degrees. Now what is the property? What is the property? In a parallelogram, adjacent angles are supplementary. In a parallelogram, adjacent angles are supplementary. Why? Because see here, parallel line, transversal. Parallel lines, transversal. These are co-interior angles. These angles are co-interior angles. So they're supplementary. These are co-interior angles and they're supplementary. So the equation is angle A. The equation is angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 because co-interior angles are supplementary. So which means 2x plus 25 plus 3x minus 5 because one angle A is 2x plus 25. Angle B is 3x minus 5 is equal to 180. Now 3x plus 2x is 5x. 25 minus 5 is 20 is equal to 180. So 5x is equal to 180 minus 20, 160. 180 minus 20 is 160. So 5x is equal to 160. X is equal to 160 by 5. Correct? So x is equal to 30, 32. The value of x is 32. The value of x is 32. So the sum of the adjacent angles of a parallelogram is equal to 180. That's a property. The sum of the adjacent angles of a parallelogram is equal to 180. So you can even draw a figure. Mark the angles like this. Correct? And then according to this figure, angle D plus angle C is equal to 180. According to this figure, angle D plus C is 180. Solve and find the value of x. Yes or no? Understand? Online students?
Yeah, ma'am. I can understand.
Yes, ma'am, understood.
the diagonals do not necessarily intersect at right angles in a rectangle, rhombus, kite, parallelogram. Now, in a parallelogram, the diagonals do not intersect at right angles. In a rectangle, they do not intersect at right angles. In a kite and in a rhombus, they do intersect at right angles. So there are two options here. I don't know what I've marked here. Yeah, two answers there. Okay. In a parallelogram as well as in a rectangle, the diagonals need not meet it. The diagonals do not intersect at right angles. If the figure is a parallelogram, the diagonals will not meet at right angles. If it's a rectangle, it will not meet at right angles. In a rhombus, yes, the diagonals meet at right angles. In a rhombus, they meet at right angles. In a kite, also they meet at right angles. Okay. Just read what I've written here. The diagonals in a rhombus, kite intersect each other at right angles, but the diagonals of a parallelogram. Okay, but I've not mentioned rhombus at all here. No problem. I'll just correct this slide. I'll just correct the answer in this slide, children. I'll resend this slide for you. Now let me repeat it because let me repeat this one. In a parallelogram, diagonals do not meet at right angles. Is that fine? In a rectangle, diagonals do not intersect at right angles. In a rhombus, the diagonals will always meet at right angles. In a kite also, they'll always meet at right angles. All right. So here we have two options, A and B. A and B. I'll just correct this slide. This makes sense, but this I've answered for something else. Okay, you just ignore this. So now tell me, in a parallelogram, do the diagonals meet at right angles? No. In a rectangle? No. In a rhombus? Yes, they meet at right angles. In a kite also, they meet at right angles. So you can just make a note of it if you want. Not at right angles, not at 90 degrees, not at 90 degrees, 90 degrees, and 90 degrees. Okay. The length and breadth of a rectangle are in the ratio 4:3. So let the length be 4x and the breadth be 3x. The length and the breadth of a rectangle are in the ratio 4:3. So let the length be 4x, let the breadth be 3x. If the diagonal measures 25 centimeters, diagonal, we know that in a rectangle, both the diagonals are equal. In a rectangle, the diagonals are equal. So if the diagonal measures 25 centimeters, then the perimeter of the rectangle is, you'll have to find the perimeter of the rectangle. Given this information, we have to find the perimeter of the rectangle. I'll tell you again, rectangle, length 4x, breadth 3x, because ratio 4:3. All right. Now, one diagonal measures 25 centimeters. The other also will measure the same because in a rectangle, the diagonals are equal. Now, this is what is given to you. This is given to you. Given this, they want you to find the perimeter of the rectangle. Given this information, you have to find the perimeter of the rectangle. Okay. For that, you need to find the length and breadth. To find the perimeter, you need to find the length and breadth. How will you connect the information you have with you? You need to connect the information you have with you through an equation. You need to use you need to connect these three things and construct an equation. So again, we have a right triangle ABC. Because in a rectangle, every corner is a right angle. In a rectangle, every corner is a right angle. So we have a right triangle ABC. We have a right triangle ABC. Which is the hypotenuse? No, which side is the hypotenuse? AC is the hypotenuse. So AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square. Why? AC square. AC is the hypotenuse. You must have that separately. AC is the hypotenuse. Have it separately. AC square should be on one side. The sum of the squares of the other two sides on the other side. Okay. So since AC is the hypotenuse, AC square on one side, and then AB square plus BC square on the other side. See, this is the triangle. Use the sides of the triangle, not any side. This is the triangle ABC. This is the triangle ABC, wherein this is 4x and this is 3x. And this is 25. You'll have to use only these sides. Don't use AD and CD. Use the sides of this triangle. Now substitute. What is AB? 4x. So 4x the whole square plus 3x the whole square is equal to 25 square. Correct? Yeah, Shriya, continue. Lakshana.
Ma'am.
Yeah, continue. What is 4x?
So it is 16x square
Yeah, correct. One
plus
second.
9x.
So 4x into 4x. 4x the whole square meaning 4x into 4x. 4x into 4x is 4 into 4, 16. X into x, x square. Yes, Lakshana, continue. 4x square plus?
Plus 9x square
Yeah.
is equal to 625x square.
Where
Sorry,
is
ma'am,
x?
it's equal to 625.
Yeah. So now what is 16x square plus 9x square?
Ma'am, it's 25x square.
25x square. So 25x square is equal to 625. Then what's the next step,
Ma'am,
Lakshana?
so x square is equal to 625 upon 25, which is
Correct.
x square is equal to 25.
X
So
is
x
equal to
will be square root of 25, and where the value of x will be 5.
x is equal to 5. Very good, Lakshana. Thank you. X is equal to 5. So now we got the value of x. Now find the length and breadth. What is the length? 4x. 4x. 4 into 5. 20. And what's the breadth? 3 into 5. 15. Now find the perimeter. What's the formula to find the perimeter? 2 into L plus B. 2 into L plus B. So 2 into 20 plus 15. 35 into 2, 70. All right. So once you find the value of x, you can find the length and the breadth of the rectangle. And once you know the length and breadth, you can find the perimeter using the formula 2 into L plus B. 2 into L plus B. So the answer is 70 centimeters. That's what is here. The Pythagoras theorem, very important. You use it in so many places in this chapter. The bisectors of any two adjacent angles of a parallelogram intersect at. Okay. So parallelogram, adjacent angles. Bisector of this angle. Bisector of this angle. What do we mean by a bisector? It divides the angle into two equal halves. So the bisectors, we have to prove that the bisectors, they intersect at right angle. That means here it is 90 degrees. You need to prove that this is 90. Parallelogram, I'm doing it again. Parallelogram, a pair of adjacent angles, bisector of this angle, bisector of this angle. They'll meet, you can even extend them like this. I'm just cutting that. I'm taking only this portion. Now the bisectors, they meet here. You need to prove that they meet at right angles. You need to prove that this is 90 degrees. They meet at right angles is the property. That the answer is this one. They meet at right angles is the answer. That's a property. Now we'll see how it is 90 degrees. We'll see how it is 90 degrees. All right. Okay. So let's take an example. Okay. Now supposing this one is 70 degrees. This whole thing is 70. Supposing this whole thing is 70, how much will be the measure of this angle? If this is 70, how much is this? 110. Why? Because in a parallelogram, adjacent angles are supplementary. So if this is 70, this is 110, correct? Now, if 70 degrees is bisected, how much is this one? 35. And if 110 is bisected, how much is this? 55. So in the triangle, you have 35 here, you have 55 here. So what will be the measure of this angle? 55 plus 35 is 90. So 180 minus 90 is 90. This triangle, we know two angles, 35 degrees and 55 degrees. Their sum is 90. So what will be the measure of the remaining angle, the third angle? 180 minus 90, which is 90. This is not only for 70 degrees, any angle. Adjacent angles, bisector. Say this is 80 degrees. Okay, supposing this 80 is 80. So it will be 40 here and 40 here. And if this is 80, this has to be how much? 100. Because the adjacent angles are supplementary. So if this angle is 80 degrees, this has to be 100. So it will be 50 here and 50 here. Now in this triangle, this is 40 and this is 50. So how much is this one? 180 minus 90. Because 50 plus 40 is 90. 180 minus 90 is 90 here. So it will always be 90 degrees. So the answer to this question, the bisectors of any two adjacent angles of a parallelogram intersect at 90 degrees. You'll have to take any two adjacent angles. That's the first step. Any two adjacent angles. Then their bisectors. They meet like this. You need to prove that this angle is 90 degrees. That's it. That's the property. It's always 90. It's not for this sum. It's always 90. And you can check the result using different values for the adjacent angles. So for whatever angle, see here, supposing you take 40 here. How much is this one? If this is 40, what's the measure of this angle? 140. 140. If this bisected, it's going to be 20 here. And if this is bisected, it's going to be 70 here. 70. 70, 70. So 70 plus 20 is 90. And 180 minus 90 is 90 here. For now, you just ignore the proof because as it is, I'm not comfortable with the way you're answering because I don't think you've been practicing. There are a lot of properties, and using the properties, or we have to go ahead with the answers. So I'll not do this now. If an angle of a parallelogram is 2/3 of its adjacent angle, if an angle of a parallelogram is 2/3 of its adjacent angle, the smallest angle of the parallelogram is parallelogram. One angle is 2/3 of its adjacent angle. Now, supposing we mark these two adjacent angles. Supposing we mark these two adjacent angles. And supposing this is x. This angle is 2/3 of x. 2/3 of its adjacent angle. 2/3 of its adjacent angles. 2/3 of its adjacent angle. 2/3 meaning 2/3. Of is into. And adjacent angle, we have called it x. Two-thirds of its adjacent angle, 2/3 of is into, let the adjacent angle be x. So 2/3x. So if one angle is x, the other one is 2/3x. The question is if one angle of a parallelogram is 2/3 of its adjacent angle. So if you call the adjacent angle is x, then that angle will be, that first angle will be 2/3 of the adjacent angle. So 2/3 into x, 2/3x. Now what's the condition? 2/3x plus x is equal to 180 because they're adjacent angles, they're supplementary. Their adjacent angles are supplementary. So we need to solve this and find the value of x. And once you find x, you can write as 2x/3 plus x is equal to 180. 3 is the common denominator. Yeah, 3 is the common denominator. So you will get x, 2x plus 3x is equal to 180. This is by 1 here. Into 1, into 1. Into 3 is 3, into 3. So 2x plus 3x. By 3 is equal to 180. 2x plus 3x is 5x is equal to cross multiply 540. X is equal to 540 by 5. X is equal to 108. X is 108. So that means this is 108 degrees. So what is 2/3 of 108? 2/3 of 108. 72 degrees, correct? 72. 2/3 of 108.
72, ma'am.
3 3s are 9. 1 remains. 3 6 are 18. Yeah. 72. So this is 108 and this is 72. We know that the opposite angles are equal. So this also is 72. And here this is 108. And the question is the smallest angle. Which is the smallest angle of the parallelogram? 72. The smallest angle is 72. Sorry. You'll have to consider two angles which are adjacent angles. That's the first step. You need to consider two angles that are adjacent angles. That's the first step. It's given that one angle is 2/3 of its adjacent angle. So if one angle is x, the other angle is 2/3, 2/3 of its adjacent angle. What is the adjacent angle? X. So 2/3 of x, 2/3 x. Now the relationship is 2x/3 plus x is equal to 180. They're supplementary adjacent angles. So on solving this, you can find x, which is 108. And when you substitute x here, you get 72. So opposite angles are equal. This is also 108, and this one is 72. So the smallest angle is 72 degrees. The smallest angle of the parallelogram is 72 degrees. You can draw a diagram. Everywhere you can draw a diagram. You can draw a diagram. So how do we take the LCM here? X plus 2/3 x. So x plus, it's nothing but 2x/3. The LCM is 3. 1 into 3 is 3. So into 3. 3 into 1 is 1 into 1. So we have 3x plus 2x. 3x plus 2x is equal to 180. No, since I've not presented the steps here, I'm just working it here for you. I just noticed that my answer does not have the steps, so I'm just doing it again for you. X plus 2/3 x is equal to 180. So x/1 plus 2x/3 is equal to 180. LCM is 3 into 3 into 3 into 1 into 1. So 3x plus 2x is equal to 180. 5x/3 is equal to 180. So 5/3 goes to the other side as 3/5. 5/3 goes to the other side as 3/5. X is equal to 108 degrees. So then find the other angle, 2/3 x, 2/3 into 108, which is 72 degrees. It's a parallelogram. It is a parallelogram. One angle is 72, the other angle is 108. Opposite angles are equal. So the smallest angle is 72 degrees. Since you can't see the steps clearly here, you can make a note of this, children.
None, ma'am.
Yeah. The diagonals do not necessarily bisect the interior angles at the vertices, you know. So when you take a rectangle, this diagonal. Now this angle is 90, this is 90 because it's a rectangle. In a rectangle, the corners, every corner is a right angle. Now the diagonal does not bisect. It doesn't make it 45, 45. It doesn't bisect in a rectangle. It does not in a rectangle. In a rectangle, 90, 90. It may be like 60 here and 30 here. Okay. In a rectangle. So it doesn't bisect. In a square, it bisects. In a square, yes. This is 45, this is 45. This angle is 45. I've mentioned, we have spoken about this. We've spoken about all the angles of a square. I said the values are fixed. In a square, the diagonal, it bisects the corner angles. This angle becomes 45, 45. This angle, it's 90. It's 45 here and 45 here. In a square, the diagonals, they bisect the interior angles. In a rhombus,
Yeah, ma'am. I think they do.
are the corner angles bisected?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Because see, it's easy to remember because these two sides are equal, right? Isosceles triangle. So these two angles will be equal. These two sides are equal. So these two angles will be equal. Now coming from the beginning, see, if this angle is say 120 degrees, this angle also will be 120. Why? Why? Because opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal. Now this side is equal to this side. So these two angles will be equal. This side is equal to this side. These two angles also will be equal. Here also this is an isosceles triangle. These two angles are equal. These two angles are equal. So in a rhombus, the diagonals bisect the corner angles. We have already seen the list of properties. You need to memorize them. In a square and in a rhombus, the diagonals bisect the corner angles. In a square and in a Rhombus. The diagonals bisect the corner angles. So where is it happening? In a rectangle, the diagonals do not bisect the interior angles at the vertices in a rectangle. The answer is rectangle. The diagonals do not bisect the interior angles in a rectangle. The diagonals do not bisect in a rectangle. They bisect in this and this, but not in a rectangle. But it's a property, children. You have to memorize the properties. We did them in the first class. Yeah. In a square ABCD, in a square ABCD, AB is 2x plus 3, BC is 3x minus 5. Then the value of x is. So we know that in a square, all the sides are equal. In a square, all sides are equal. So that means AB is equal to BC, which again means 2x plus 3 is equal to 3x minus 5. Correct? In a square, all the sides are equal. So AB is equal to BC, which means 2x plus 3 is equal to 3x minus 5. So when you solve this, you can find the value of x. In a square, all the sides are equal. So AB and BC, all sides are equal. So AB is equal to BC. So when you solve, suppose you have 2x here. This 3x comes here as minus 2x. Minus 3x is equal to minus 5 minus 3. This is correct. I'm just doing it to know. What you see here is correct. 2x plus 3 is equal to 3x minus 5. So 2x minus 3x is equal to minus 5 minus 3. So minus x is equal to minus 8. Minus gets cancelled on both the sides. X is equal to 8. So the value of x is 8. If one angle of a parallelogram is 24 less than twice the smallest angle. If one angle of a parallelogram is 24 less than twice the smallest angle, then the largest angle of the parallelogram is. See, in a parallelogram, there can only be two different measures, because this angle is equal to this angle and this angle is equal to this angle. So there can only be two different angles. Though there are four angles, opposite angles are equal. No, this is 70, this is also 70. This is 110, this is 110. So there'll be only two values there. So here it is 70 and 110. So 70 is the smallest angle, 110 is the largest angle. Though it's a parallelogram, meaning it has four angles, there are only two different measures. Opposite angles are equal, so 70, 70, 110, 110. So here the smallest angle is 70 degrees and the largest angle is 110 degrees. So that's what in the question it is. If one angle is 24 less than twice the smallest angle, then the largest angle of the parallelogram is. That one angle is the largest angle because there are only two types of angles here. One is small, if one is the smallest angle, the other one is the largest angle. Because as I told you, this angle is equal to this angle. So this one will have the same value. And this angle is equal to this angle. So they'll have the same value. So there are only two angles there. One is small, the other is big. Okay. See, whatever is given there, one angle is means equal to 24 less than. So minus 24. 24 less than means minus 24. Twice the smallest angle, 2 times. Twice the smallest angle, meaning 2 times the smallest angle. Twice meaning 2 times, 2 into. This is what is given. One angle is equal to 24 less than twice the smallest angle, meaning 2 times the smallest angle. So if you call the smallest angle as x, 2x minus 24. Let the smallest angle be x. So then the other angle, this one angle will be the largest angle only. So the largest angle is 2x minus 24. So see here. One angle is x. The other angle, the largest angle will be 2x minus 24. Now, I can't mark 2x minus 24 here because opposite angles are equal. This one will be x only. This one is x. So I can mark 2x minus 24 here also. Because anyways, opposite angles will be equal. The smallest angle is x. If this is x, this is also x. Opposite angles are equal. The other angle is 2x minus 24. So this is 2x minus 24. Again, opposite angles are equal, so 2x minus 24. It's given there. 24 less than twice the smallest angle. So 2 times the smallest angle minus 24 is the largest angle. So now the condition is adjacent angles are supplementary. So x plus 2x minus 24 is equal to 180. See, with the information available, we have to construct an equation. With the information available, we have to construct an equation. So the equation here is x plus 2x minus 24 is equal to 180. Why? Because adjacent angles are supplementary. So solve this. 3x is equal to 180 plus 24. So 3x is equal to 204. X is equal to 204 by 3. X is equal to 68. X is 68. What's the question? The largest angle. What is the largest angle? 2x minus 24. The largest angle is 2x minus 24. So 2 into 68 minus 24. So this is 16, 1 carried over, 136 minus 24. How much is it?
No, 101.
Okay. So that's the largest angle. So though multiple choice questions, you need to practice this, children. You need to practice it, revise it, go through the steps a few times, and then work it. I can say 2-3 times, but I know you don't have time for that. So revise it many a times and work it at least once. All we have to do is, with the information given, we need to connect the information and make an equation out of it. Use the properties, use the properties of the parallelogram, or if it's a right triangle, use Pythagoras theorem. So you need to use some property and construct an equation and solve the equation to answer the question. Did I share this one? This one? Which is the other one I shared, children? I don't remember. I have to see
Ma'am,
my.
that one was not shared.
No, one second, I sent something else.
Yes, ma'am, separately you sent 6 other questions.
Oh. Oh, I think these. Yeah. This one?
Yes, ma'am, you sent this and some
No.
other slides also.
This one? I think this one.
Yes, ma'am, true or false? Yeah.
Then?
Yes, ma'am, this was also sent.
That's all.
And then after this, you sent another 6 set of questions of 6.
Oh, let me just check it on WhatsApp. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this one. Okay. Yeah, I got it. Yes. Okay, we have to discuss this one. I think these are just properties. You can help yourself using the properties. So yeah, we'll just do this one. Which of the following statements are true and which are false? The diagonals of a parallelogram are equal. True or false? False. Diagonals are not equal. Now you all have the answers also. Okay, diagonals of a rectangle are perpendicular to each other. No. Diagonals of a rectangle are not perpendicular to each other. False. The diagonals of a rhombus are equal. In a rhombus, diagonals are not equal. They're unequal.
False, ma'am.
Go to the next one. Every rhombus is a kite. True.
True,
Every
ma'am.
rhombus is every rectangle is a square. Every square
False.
is a rectangle. Yeah, every square is a rectangle. Every rectangle need not be a square. Every square is a parallelogram. Yeah, every square is a parallelogram. Every square is a rhombus. Because in a rhombus, all sides are equal. In a square also, all sides are equal. Yes, every square is a rhombus, true. Every rectangle is a parallelogram, true. Every parallelogram is a rectangle, false. Every rhombus is a parallelogram, true. Because parallelograms are of three types: rhombus, rectangle, square. Parallelograms are of three types: rhombus, rectangle, square. So every rhombus is a parallelogram. Every rectangle is a parallelogram. Every square is a parallelogram. Okay, so here the question is find x plus y plus z. Now we know that this is a straight line. Interior angle 40 degrees, exterior angle x. We know that interior angle plus exterior angle is equal to 180 because they lie on a straight line. Interior angle plus exterior angle is equal to 180. So x is equal to 180 minus 40, which is 140 degrees. All right. Okay. Now z. 90 plus z is equal to 180. 90 plus z is equal to 180 because interior angle 90 plus exterior angle z is equal to 180. So z is equal to 90 degrees. So we got x is 140 and z is 90. Now there's another property. In any polygon, the sum of all the exterior angles. No, 1 minute. In this question, it is to find x plus y plus z, right? There, the exterior angles, you could directly say 360 degrees. But I think I would have worked it out. I found x, y, and z. Okay. If it is MCQ, children, if it is MCQ, see here you have to find x, y, and z because it's marked. They have marked x for you, y for you, z for you. You'll have to find x, y, and z and then find x plus y plus z. But remember that the sum of the exterior angles in a polygon is equal to 360 degrees always. In any polygon, the sum of all the exterior angles is equal to 360 degrees. So x, y, and z are the three exterior angles of this triangle. So their sum will be 360. If it is MCQ, you can directly say 360. You don't have to work. X is an exterior angle, Y is an exterior angle, Z is an exterior angle. See, this is the interior angle. This is its respective exterior angle. Interior angle, respective exterior angle. Interior angle, respective exterior angle. Interior, interior, interior. For this interior angle, exterior angle. For this interior angle, exterior. Interior, exterior. X, Y, Z are the three exterior angles of the triangle. The sum is always 360 in any polygon. The sum of all the exterior angles is equal to 360 degrees. So you can directly say 360, but here you need to find x, y, and z. X is 140 and z is 90. What about y? Because we know that 140 plus 90 plus y should give you 360. The sum of the exterior angles. 140 plus 90, the exterior angle 140 plus the exterior angle 90 plus the exterior angle y should give you 360. So, how much is this? 230
Ma'am,
plus.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
is it 130 degrees, ma'am?
Correct, yeah. So y is equal to 130 degrees. All right. What is the property? So here we used one thing, which is interior angle plus exterior angle is equal to 180. Interior angle plus exterior angle is equal to 180. And then the sum of all the exterior angles is equal to 360. And you find x. How will you find x? Very simple question, Surya. How will you find x? Not sides.
Ma'am, is x 70 degrees, ma'am?
Okay. So what's the equation? 60 degrees plus 110 degrees plus 120
Adding
plus,
together, ma'am.
yeah, and equated to 360.
360 degrees.
Okay. Now here find x plus y plus z plus t. How much is x? This is straight line. This is straight line. This is 130 degrees. This will be 50. Correct. This is 50.
Yeah, ma'am.
What about y?
90, ma'am.
90 degrees.
90. What about z?
130, ma'am.
130. Now, this one is a quadrilateral. You can see here. A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. This is a quadrilateral. A, B, C, D is a quadrilateral. The sides are produced. The sides are produced, and so you can see the exterior angles. The sides are produced, so you can see the exterior angles. The sides are produced, and so you can see the exterior angle. It's a quadrilateral. A, B, C, D is a quadrilateral. So as some of you said, x is 50, y is 90, z is 130. Now we need to find t. Now t is
Ma'am,
an
we should
exterior
do it
angle.
just like how we did in the last sum, ma'am.
Correct. Yeah. Yes, Shreya. So what's the property in a quadrilateral? The sum of all the exterior angles is also equal to 360 degrees. In any polygon, the sum of all the exterior angles is equal to 360 degrees. Correct. In any polygon, the sum of all the exterior angles is equal to 360
Ma'am, we
degrees.
could even solve this question without
Yeah,
bringing the
correct.
values.
Yeah, correct. Because these are the four exterior angles. X, Y, Z, and T are the four exterior angles.
Yeah.
So you can find X plus Y plus Z plus T. Meaning you can just answer this using the property. In a quadrilateral, the sum of all the exterior angles is equal to 360 degrees. But here in this figure, since you're marked, okay, just take the question like this. Find Find x comma y comma so that it's not confusing. Yeah. Find x comma y comma z comma t. So then we have to find the angles. So now t will be, t is 90.
90 degrees, ma'am.
Yeah,
90
ma'am. T is
degrees.
90.
90, very good. Because x plus y plus z plus t should be 360 degrees. Sum of all the exterior angles is equal to 360. Yeah, name the polygon. How many sides does the polygon have?
4 sides, ma'am.
4 sides. A, B, C, D. A, B, B, C, C, D, D, A. It's a quadrilateral. We need to find the measure of x. How will you do it? All the exterior angles are marked for you. See here. This is an interior angle. This is an interior angle. Its respective exterior angle. This is an interior angle.
Ma'am,
Exterior angle.
105.
Oh, very good. Interior angle, respective exterior angle. Interior angle, respective exterior angle. So we have the angles which you can see here are the exterior angles. 90 plus 50 plus 115 plus x is equal to 360. 90 is an exterior angle, 50 is an exterior angle, 115 is an exterior angle, x is an exterior angle. The total will be 360. So you should work this and find the value of x.
I got the
105.
answer is 105.
Correct. Very good.
Yeah, same, ma'am.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Name the polygon. Is it a quadrilateral?
Ma'am, it's a pentagon.
It's a pentagon. It's a pentagon. You can see the 5 sides here. AB, BC, CD, DE, EA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. So it's a pentagon. Now, in a pentagon, also the sum of all the exterior angles is equal to 360. But the sum of the interior angles is different. That you have to find. It's not 180 or 360. The sum of all the interior angles of the pentagon. How will you find that? Using the formula n minus 2 into 180. N minus 2 into 180 will give you the angle sum property of a pentagon. So 5 minus 2 into 180. 3 into 180. 540
540.
degrees. The sum of the 5 angles, this angle plus this angle plus this angle plus this angle plus this angle. The sum of the 5 interior angles is equal to 540. In a triangle, it is 180. In a quadrilateral, it is 360. In a pentagon, you'll have to find. How do you find the sum of all the interior angles? Using the formula n minus 2 into 180,
N minus 2.
where n is the number of sides or number of angles. 5 minus 2 into 180. Three into 180, which is 540. So the angle sum property of a pentagon is 540 degrees. Is 540 degrees. Okay. Now, children, if this is 60, how much is this? $120. If this
120.
is 50, yeah, if this is 50, what about this?
130.
130.
130.
Yeah. Now, x plus 120 plus 130 plus x plus 50 is equal to 540. 540. The sum of the 5 is equal to 540. angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D plus angle E is equal to 540.
Ma'am, it will be 120.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
So first we need to find the sum of all the interior angles, n minus 2 into 180. 540 it is. Then find A and B. I've marked the angles A and B. I've called them A and B. So I found A and B. And then A plus B plus X plus 50 is equal to 540. This is how you present the answer. First, we need to find the sum of all the angles, sum of all the interior angles of a pentagon, which is 540. And then A plus 60 is equal to 180. B plus 50 is equal to 180. So find A and B. And then add all the 5 angles equated to 540. Find A, find B, and then add all the 5 angles equated to 540. So you will get 2x and x is equal to 120 degrees. Find the angle measure x in the given figure. It's a regular pentagon because all the 5 sides are equal. It's a regular pentagon. All the 5 sides are marked equal. You can see the lines. They're very faint, but you can notice them. No, here. See, they're marked equal. Then the 5 sides of the pentagon are equal. They're marked equal. It's a pentagon because you can see 5 sides. It's A, B, C, D, E. The polygon is A, B, C, D, E. The polygon is A, B, C, D, E.
Ma'am, 108.
Yeah, correct. So the sum of all the 5 angles is equal to 540. You need to work this. The sum of all the 5 angles is equal to 540. The sum of all the 5 angles is equal to 540. So each angle will be equal to 540 by 5, which is 108 degrees. It's a regular pentagon because all the sides are equal. That means all the angles, the interior angles also will be equal. The total is 540. So each angle will be 540 by 5. You ignore this method. You can just don't worry about the alternate solution. You don't look at this one. So each interior angle. I've also given you this formula. Each interior angle is equal to n minus 2 into 180 by n. I've given you this formula. If it's a regular polygon, this is the sum of all the angles. This is the sum of all the angles by n. The sum of all the angles is n minus 2 into 180. Divided by n to find each angle. You can also work it. You can also find 540. Instead of using this formula, you can also work this one. You can work this part. The total is 540. So each angle is equal to 540 by 5. The total of all the angles is 540. So each angle will be 540 by 5. Is also fine. which is 108. Yeah, do this one, children. All of you work this one alone. What is the sum of all? Take down. Yeah, we have discussed the answers to all the sums I shared the other day on WhatsApp. Now this is for today's class. Find the answer for the fourth subdivision alone.
Mom, only the fourth subdivision, right?
Only for the fourth subdivision, yes.
Got the answer, ma'am.
What is it?
1440.
What's the formula?
N minus 2 into 180.
N minus 2 into 180. Finished? Yeah. With n sides will be the formula itself. With n sides is n minus 2 into 180. That's all. The first subdivision. N sides will be n minus 2 into 180 degrees. Yeah. So in this, do the fourth one here. What's the formula? So same thing. Even if
Minus 2 into 18.
yeah, the same formula.
1800.
Correct.
Ma'am, 180.
Sum of all interior angles of a regular polygon. Sum of all interior angles of a regular polygon is equal to n minus 2 into 180 degrees. So that is 12 minus 2 into 180 degrees, which is 10 into 180, which is 1800 degrees. Correct, children? So even if it is
Yeah, ma'am.
regular, so how many sides does this polygon have? 12 sides. What will be the measure of each angle? 1800 divided by 12. The measure of each angle will be 1800 divided by 12. Because it's a regular polygon. All the angles are equal.
So each side of that polygon would be 150 degrees, ma'am.
Each angle.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah.
That is, what is it? 1800 divided by 12, right?
12.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Do this for an octagon, the third one. Find the measure of each interior angle of a regular octagon.
Got the answer, ma'am.
What's the answer?
1080, ma'am.
No. Read the question. Find the measure of each interior angle. Find the measure of each interior angle of a regular polygon, regular octagon.
Ma'am, 45 degrees.
Okay. Measure of each.
I'm getting 135 degrees, ma'am.
1 second. Each interior angle of a regular polygon. Each interior angle of a regular polygon will be whatever is the total n minus 2 into 180 divided by n. 8 minus 2 into 180 divided by 8 angles. 6 into 180 by 8. 2 3s are 4s are 4 1s are 4 45 times. So I'm getting 135 degrees. This is the formula, children. The total is n minus 2 into 180. Each angle will be divided by n. Each, so divide by n. The total is n minus 2 into 180. But it's a regular polygon, so all the angles are equal. So divide by the number of sides. You got 135? Somebody said 108. Huh? Yeah. What's the formula? Each exterior angle of a regular, we'll answer for heptagon. Each exterior angle of a regular heptagon. Each exterior angle. We know that the sum of all the exterior angles for any polygon is always 360 degrees. The sum of all the exterior angles, the sum of all the exterior angles of any polygon is 360 degrees. So what will be the measure of each exterior angle? 360 divided by n. So for a heptagon, 7 sides. So 360 by 7. You can leave it as a decimal or a mixed fraction. So 360 by n is the formula, children. You can just work out one from this, any one from this one. You can see the answers for pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, decagon, polygon with 15 sides. You can make a note of one or two. I'll wait for some time. All exterior angles 360, each by n. Okay. What is the measure of each exterior angle of a regular hexagon? Same thing. What will be the measure of each exterior angle of a regular hexagon? 360 by 360 by n, so 360 by 6, 60 degrees. So for each exterior angle, it will be 360 by 6, which is 60 degrees. Each interior angle will be, we know that interior angle plus exterior angle is equal to 180. The exterior angle is 60. So interior has to be 180 minus 60, which is 120. Interior plus exterior is equal to 180. Exterior we just found to 60 degrees. So the interior angle should be 180 minus 60, which is 120. Or you can use this formula. What formula? N minus 2 into 180. This is the total by n. We'll do the same thing. Write down, children. Done writing, online students?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you people understood without talking to each other? Huh? Which one? Yes. Sorry? It's about the subject. Yeah, number of diagonals. What's the formula? N into? What is the formula to find the number of diagonals in a polygon, children? N into n minus 3 by 2. N into n minus 3 by 2. Take down any one of this.
Ma'am, any one of the questions or all three, ma'am?
No, just no. You can make a note of all the three also.
Okay.
Yeah. Done. Similar. Yeah. Try this.
Ma'am, 5 sides.
5 sides. Read your steps, Anantika.
Ma'am, I actually did not do the steps. We did the same question and we got the same side as 108.
Okay. So each interior angle is equal to 108. So then what will be the measure of each exterior angle? 180 minus 108, right? Each exterior angle will be 180 minus 108, 72 degrees. Now we know that each exterior angle is given by the formula. You can continue here itself. Each exterior angle is given by the formula 360 by n. 360 by n is equal to 72. So on cross multiplying, 72 into n is equal to 360. N is equal to 360 by 72. N is equal to 5. See, I'll do this again. What is the measure of each interior angle? Each interior angle. How much is it? 108. Then what will be the measure of each exterior angle? 180 minus 108. Correct? Which is 72 degrees. Now 72 degrees is the measure of each exterior angle. But what's the formula to find each exterior angle? 360 by n. So 360 by n is equal to 72. Because this is the formula to find each exterior angle, and that is given to be 72. Or that we have found to be 72. So equate. On working this, you will get n is equal to 5. There's another way also. So another way, I have both the answers. Yeah, right on, children. Yeah. Have you written down both the methods?
Just a few seconds.
Yeah. So you can using each interior angle, you can also find the exterior angle. If each interior angle is 108, each exterior angle is 180 minus 108, which is 72. So for 72, the formula is 360 by n. Each exterior angle. So 360 by n is equal to 72. But if it is each interior angle, the formula is n minus 2 into 180 by n is equal to 108. See, 72, if you're working with 72, this is each exterior angle. So you should equate this to 360 by n. If you're working with 108 degrees, that is each interior angle. Then you should equate that to n minus 2 into 180 by n. So how do you work this? N into 180, 180 n, 2 into 180 minus 360 is equal to cross multiply 108 n. And then bring the n terms on one side, number to the other side, and solve for n. Now, what are the formulae we have seen in this chapter so far? What's the formula to find the sum of all interior angles? What is the formula to find sum of all interior angles? Just turn on this 1 second. Can you just help me? Just go straight there. Careful, just step on that. Yeah, go down, go down. On the wall, you can see the switchboard, right? On the yeah, the first two switches below, bottom. Another one. Yeah, come. Thank you. Yeah, n minus 2 into 180, right? Sum of all interior angles is equal to n minus 2 into 180. If it is a regular polygon, sum of all if it's a regular polygon, each interior angle, if it's a regular polygon, each interior angle of a regular polygon will be n minus 2 into 180 by n. Sum of all exterior angles. Sum of all exterior angles is equal to 360 degrees in any polygon. Each exterior angle of a regular polygon is equal to 360 by n. 360 by n. Number of diagonals. Number of diagonals is equal to n into n minus 3 by 2. Also, each interior angle plus each exterior angle is equal to 180 degrees. We have just been using these to answer the question, that's all. Okay, since it's time, I've shared the image on WhatsApp. You already have it in your book. It's not new. What you see on the screen now is not new to you. We've already seen all these formulae. Right. Class, use the emoji, raise your hand. Online students. Online students, use the emoji, raise your hand. Aishwarya, Gayatri, Lakshana, Anantika, Aishwarya, Gayatri, Lakshana, Harsha, Anantika, Saujanya, you're not there. All right, online students. So that's it for today's session. Thank you so much. You may leave the call. Good night. Thank you, children. Good night.
Ma'am, good night.
Thank you, children. Good night.
you, ma'am.
Good night. Mom, you'll be sharing the this picture on WhatsApp, right?